Welcome to Plathville. Season 2 is almost here, and you guys, we have some stuff to talk about and even a handful of spoilers. So what is up, everyone? Max here, the Celeb Talk guy, and yeah, you heard it right. One of my kind of surprisingly low-key, under-the-radar shows, Welcome to Plathville. It's on its second season, and it's going to premiere next week, November 11th, I want to say, maybe actually the 10th. Yes, November 10th on TLC. So if you watched the first season of Welcome to Plathville, or if you didn't, either way, it's going to be really good, I think. So let's not waste any time. I will fill everyone in on what kind of went down last season and what we can expect in this season, and a couple spoilers here and there. So last season, we got to see this family. Very weird. They might even be a little too weird for some of you guys, but for me, because I am kind of weird myself, I find it entertaining. Basically, the Plath family, Kim and Barry, the parents, they have like 9 kids, I want to say, and they just shelter the crap out of them. So that was the story, that was the narrative, but then a couple of things came out here and there that actually, like Soap Dirt, they released a bunch of stuff that really, they aren't as sheltered as they may have seemed. Now, when I say that they were sheltered, I mean they were very sheltered, like no internet, no TV, no soda, or as us Michiganders call it, pop, but they could not have any sugar, nothing. Okay, well then some stuff started to come out that probably wasn't even really entirely, completely true, and also that, they weren't really living the sheltered life, and that their house was also on Airbnb, because they were allegedly living in the middle of nowhere in Georgia, and they had their house on Airbnb, so everything just didn't really add up completely. But the last season ended with the oldest son, Ethan. He got married, and Kim, the mom, just was never really friendly with the new wife, Olivia. I don't know why, because she seemed just a nice, young girl to me, and honestly, I kind of had a little crush on her, kind of, even though I know she's married, so don't worry. But I thought she was nice, but the reason why she didn't like her was because she was opening up these doors and these gates to all these different things. Nothing really bad. The mom, she doesn't want her kids to learn new things, I guess, so she was never a fan of Olivia. The whole season they were fighting, and at the end of the season, we got to see the second oldest, Micah. He is another boy. He was starting to kind of do a modeling career, but honestly, to me, it seemed a little scripted, and we can talk more on that in a couple minutes. But then we got to see the daughter, Mariah. She was really going head to head with the mom and the dad. She's very opinionated. She did not want to be so sheltered, and hey, I'm right there with her. I don't like when people tell me what to do, so I get it. And she ended up getting a one-way ticket to Minnesota to go stay with her grandparents, and we ended the season thinking that she probably was never going to come back. Now here we are in season 2, and right from the get-go, I can see clear as day that, okay, Mariah, she came back, and what it sounds like happened was the entire family moved houses. Now, where did they move? They left the farmhouse. I don't know if they still own it, or maybe that was why they're Airbnb-ing it, but it kind of sounds like they possibly sold it, and now they moved into town, but really it is an incredibly small town, and the father did say, we're still sheltering our kids, but here is the kicker. The house is 0.3 miles away from Ethan and his new wife, Olivia's house, and they were the ones that were really kind of going through the ringer of just not getting along with his parents. They were having a difficult time with, just getting along with them. So yeah, they were not very happy when they moved 0.3 miles away. More on that in a second though, but all of the kids moved with them besides Ethan, because Ethan owns his own house. And guess what? Mariah and Micah also, they didn't buy their house. They're renting a house though in Georgia, apparently somewhat nearby to Olivia and Ethan's place, which also means it's pretty close to their parents' place too. But they're acting like they've just moved on. They have a different life. And let me also say that Ethan and Olivia, the oldest brother, they've cut off complete communication with Kim and Barry and even their siblings. Now, obviously minus Micah and Mariah, but the other I don't know, what, 6 siblings, the younger ones, they cannot talk to them unless their parents are supervising. So they aren't talking to them at all. And Ethan even told his family, allegedly, that he does not want to hear from any of them. And so then we also go over to Mariah and Micah, and it's kind of the same story. Now, we got to see in a preview that Mariah and Micah did go back to their parents' house. They sat down with them and they basically just said, hey, we are mad at you. You guys should never have sheltered us. We don't know anything about the real world and about life, and we are so angry, which, whatever. I mean, I totally agree with them, but I don't know what's, I just don't understand what purpose it does to look back on it. Just move forward. Like, move forward with your life, meet new people, experience new things. Their parents are complete weirdos, but just move on with your life. That's at least my take. But they're upset, and for their lives, Micah allegedly is modeling now. Now let me just say the guy does look incredibly good. I'll try to prop a picture right there for all you ladies out there, and yes, he's probably like 20 years old, maybe 21, very young guy, but he's been hitting the gym. He's looking buff, a lot buffer than me. I'm even kind of jealous. The guy, he has gotten in really good shape recently, looking good. But I use the air quotes for modeling because we got to see in the last season that he met with some modeling agent in Georgia, and it never really seemed too terribly real. I have been on this woman's Instagram account. She seems like a modeling agent, kind of, but not a very big one, and it just kind of seemed like the show hired her for the show, but now he is allegedly with a different modeling agency. It doesn't seem very ginormously huge, but maybe with the press from the show he can actually really become a real model, but supposedly he is supporting himself with the money from modeling. So hey, great for him. I don't really believe it, but great for him. And this is when things kind of get interesting, because then we have Mariah, who, like I said at the beginning of this video, she moved to Minnesota, kind of. She went to Minnesota at the end of season 1 with a one-way ticket. Now, I kind of thought she was just going to go and stay for quite a while, but now with season 2, she is not living in Minnesota. She's also not living with her parents. She is living with her brother, Micah. They got an apartment or house, and they are living together, which would probably be a kind of funny, interesting dynamic. I'm excited to see that. But the main thing with her is not only does she have one job, she has 2 jobs, and she has a boyfriend. So, oh my God, so, scandalous or whatever you want to say with the Plath family, because I feel like dating with them is kind of like how the Duggars date. If you guys don't know the Duggar family, we all know them, don't we? The big old TLC family. I'm not a fan of them, so don't worry. But, I know not everyone loves them. But anyway, they have this kind of way of dating where it's very serious, and you need to have like a person, someone watching and following along, which would be awkward and annoying and weird. But I feel like the Plath family, they kind of have that same dating style. And Mariah, she is not dating like that at all, because she lives at her own place with her brother. And, I mean, she's just doing her own thing. She's going on her dates. They don't have a supervisor watching them. Like, they're doing their own thing. And we did get to see this new man. He's a tall, brown hair, the good enough looking guy, kind of hilarious. He drives around on a motorcycle, which hey, if any of you guys drive motorcycles, nothing wrong in them. I just kind of think that they are kind of funny. I don't know why. I just kind of think they're funny. So anyway, the guy has a motorcycle. He seems to be a charming, tough guy, and we got to hear when he was driving her around on the motorcycle, he told Mariah, "You can hold on to me whenever you want." And it was just like, dude, what are we on? Like a freaking soap opera? So of course he's all dramatic and serious and romantic, and I'm sure Mariah just loves it because she is younger-ish, like 19 maybe. So I'm sure she hasn't really dated much. So when some, charming, good-looking, tall guy says, you can hold on to me and stupid stuff like that, I'm sure she's just, oh my God, she's head over heels. And it is just so funny. Whereas most of us see this guy and go, oh my God, what a tool. But maybe he's not a tool. He just kind of comes off like a gigantic tool. But we got to see Mariah introduce this man to her family. They were kind of questioning him. They didn't seem very happy, but we just got to see a snippet of it. So maybe deep down they end up really liking him. But either way, it's like Mariah and Micah, they don't appear to have much of any relationship with their parents. And that kind of leads us to the last part of this family, and that is Olivia and Ethan, who, oh my god, I don't know why I think Olivia is so cute. Olivia was raised somewhat distantly similar to the Plath family, but very, very similar, but very different. You know, like she was raised in somewhat of a strict conservative family, but it wasn't like this. It was a little strict, but not like as sheltered as they are. She watched TV. She drank soda, or as, you know, Michiganders call it, pop, growing up. And so she has a very different upbringing. And when she met Ethan, I think she kind of fell in love with him, but as the more she got to know him after they got married, because let me just say, they jumped into this wedding way too soon. They got married way too quick. But, you know, once they got married, I think she kind of realized that, oh my god, like she really, I feel like really means it, that, you know, his family is a little bit much. And I feel like on some of these shows we can see, I don't want to say that it's like some of these shows are fake, but some of these shows seem like they kind of force drama. But like this Olivia girl really does not seem to like his mom, and I almost kind of think it's more like a mother-son kind of a thing, kind of. It's like some mothers and some, you know, daughter-in-laws, they just kind of clash. They have the son in between, and I feel like that's what we kind of have going on. The drama between them seems real, and I almost feel like it's more like they both want control. They both want to control Ethan and kind of mold him into what way they want. And the mom, she clearly is a control freak, and Olivia, I don't want to say she is a control freak, but I think she kind of, if anything, just wants to have control over Kim, the mom. So they are constantly fighting, and like I said, at the end of last season, Ethan finally just told his family, we cannot be in communication with you guys to save our marriage. We cannot talk to you guys. And that's exactly what they did. And Ethan said in the preview for season 2 that they haven't talked to them at all. They don't talk to their family, and if they, like I said, if they want to see any of their siblings, they have to kind of do it supervised, but I don't think they're even going that far. I don't think they're talking to anyone, which is just weird because they live, you know, 0.3 miles away in a tiny rural town. So I'm not sure how easy that is to avoid them. If you go to the grocery store, you'll probably run right into them, but apparently they are avoiding them. And for the rest of the Plath family, the younger kids, we're not really seeing a whole lot. A lot of the other kids are just young. I think their youngest is like 6 or 7. They have a young family. Their oldest is probably close to 17 or so, but the oldest daughter, she's totally cool with this sheltered life. And she, in one scene for season 2, we got to see, you know, she was like praying for the family, that the family will come together. And that is kind of what this big narrative is, that, hey, Mariah, Micah, Ethan, and his wife Olivia do not like the two parents, and they probably don't have anything against the kids. It's just these two parents. They don't like them, and so we have this narrative of, well, do they ever make up? And that's what the mom is saying. It'll need a big miracle for us to get along. But I'm kind of watching this thing like, well, you're never probably going to get along, because if you really are this sheltered, you being the mom and the dad, you're never going to get along with these 4 kids, because Ethan and Olivia want to live a relatively, nothing extravagantly crazy, but they want to be able to watch a TV show and drink a can of Diet Coke and do normal stuff. But it's like, you know, they're not going to change. Mariah, I feel like, was so sheltered. She's really living it up right now. And Micah, he seems like they all seem like they have a pretty good head on their shoulders. Ethan, Olivia, Mariah probably does, and Micah. They seem like they're pretty good people, but I don't know. I don't see this family getting along anytime soon, to say the least. I mean, y'all can put in the comments below what you guys think, but I just have a hard time seeing them get along when they're complete polar opposites. I feel like if anything, they should just kind of say, let's just let bygones be bygones. We can be distantly in touch. And that is it. So I am so incredibly excited for this season. I don't know why. It was because I have a minor little crush on Olivia, even though, sadly, she's married. But I don't know what it is. I just kind of like this family. I like the dynamic, and I think, you know, they're all funny. Ethan and Olivia, they are a cute couple because they do seem to be in love, even though, let me just say, I almost forgot to say, that Ethan was acting like his marriage is almost on the brink of a divorce because of his family. So I don't know how actually true that is, but if they do get divorced because of his family, oh my God, I'm gonna be so mad at his mom because they seem like they were a perfect couple. Even though I want to like date the girl, they seem like they were like a perfect couple. And if they did get divorced, I am 100% pointing my finger at that mom. But you know, they seem to be doing pretty well. Micah's hilarious. Mariah and her new boyfriend, I am dying to see how that goes. And even Kim and Barry, I'm kind of excited to see how this whole dynamic works out. And of course, on Tuesday nights moving forward, we have very little going on except I want to say before this show is My Big Fat Fabulous Life, and that is also something I'm planning on talking about too. So guys, welcome to Plathville, a little bit of a sneak peek teaser of what we can expect, some spoilers of what we can expect for this upcoming season 2. I think it is going to be very, very, very good. If you are planning on watching this, which I would definitely recommend as of now, I definitely think all of y'all should at least just check out the first episode next Tuesday, November 10th. Check it out. Give it a shot, see if it's worth watching, see what y'all think, and we will go from there. Well, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and make sure to stay tuned for many more videos.